Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I am excited. We are really close to football season now.
It's really close, DJ, for the high school, for college, and the NFL.
Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to introduce you to the Sandmark Foundation founders, because we're broadcasting from George Washington Carver High School Gymnasium. This is the site of the Sandmark Foundation Youth Basketball Camp. For 15 years, they've had the opportunity to do this camp. We'll take you inside. We'll introduce you to Mark Upshaw and Sam Mitchell.
I mean, really, 15 years, DJ, Mark and Sam do a great job coming back home, investing in the community.
Also, we'll talk about the SEC Media Days Part 2, as well as the Atlanta Braves. All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
People know Aflac, but not what they do. So we're answering their questions.
Aflac is auto insurance, right?
No.
Is it homeowner's insurance?
No.
Is it duck insurance?
Nope.
Do they pay me money directly when I get sick or injured?
Yeah! Aflac! You got it! You know Aflac.
Boom!
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us at aflac.com.
Smoke in the sky and fire in the air. Desire burns between them. Lead your way, sing your song. Moving every day, going further on.
No matter who you cheer for, we're all fans. Great tailgates start at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price every day.
Welcome back to Sports Vision, Dale. We had an opportunity to talk about SEC Media Days Part 1 last week. We got to do Part 2 this week because there's some other teams. And again, you talk about the 14 teams and the 14 coaches that all came back. That's a little unusual in the SEC, but we got some teams that with some real firepower.
They got some firepower, DJ, and I think really one of the biggest things about the SEC is going to be the other teams. You know, when the other teams are Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher, he's got a squad down there, and I think really, 2 games, 3 games last year, DJ, if they can pull those games up, they're right there in the mix. I think if they can get close to 10-2, DJ, Texas A&M is going to be a tough team, and you can't leave out Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators, DJ. Something is brewing, man, and I'm really, when you start looking at all the other teams outside of the Georgia and the Alabama, you got to throw LSU in there, man. Ed Orgeron, he's got players galore. They're going to have defense. They got good skill people. The quarterback piece, the Joe Barrow piece, can he deliver this year? Those are all the storylines and the thing that kind of jumped out at me. The other teams, and I'm really with a little love, Kelly Bryant up at Missouri, if he plays anything decently, Missouri's going to have a say about some things, too.
You named half of the 9 quarterbacks that actually were in Birmingham. And again, those quarterbacks are the difference makers. They're game changers. And Kelly, of course, going over to Missouri, we know he left Clemson, and he actually used the red shirt to his advantage. He left after the 4th game, was able to maintain his eligibility. But looking forward to seeing how Kelly Bryant produces with the Mizzou Tigers. I know that Kelly Mond with Texas A&M, he's another veteran quarterback who's outstanding. And, of course, with another year under his belt and another year under Jimbo Fisher's offensive system, we're going to see the best of him as well.
I think really you're going to see the best of these guys. And really, like you said, out of the 14 teams in the SEC, everybody has a good quarterback. From the Felipe Franks, you got a lot of quarterbacks, and I think really that's going to be one of the reasons the SEC is going to be real tough, too.
You mentioned Felipe Franks, and of course the Florida Gators matched that up with Dan Mullen. We know how he produces or how he develops quarterbacks. So, you know what? The Gators, man, they are not one to look over because, again, with the development and an extra year, this is just year 2. Dan Mullen just last season was his first season in Gainesville, and they were making noise. So we know after another successful offseason, of course, a successful camp, big things going to come out of the Gators.
Big things are going to come out of the Gators, DJ. And, really, I think South Carolina is going to be just smothered with just having a tough schedule, probably the toughest schedule in the whole country. It's going to be hard for them, to pull off some things. But they got an opportunity. Anytime you have a hard schedule, if you pull off a couple of upsets, boom, you can skyrocket into that top 25.
We almost championed South Carolina, another game-changing quarterback, Jake Bentley from right over here in Opelika. You know what? He's a football player. He's the son of a football coach. So you know he has it physically. He definitely has a high football IQ, and now he has several years of running that offense. So expect big things out of him as well.
And, you know, again, we go back to the quarterbacks, DJ. That's what makes a tough conference. You know, the SEC West, and everybody knows about that in the country, that it is the toughest conference in college football. But then when you have good quarterback play, DJ, good ball managers, you got a chance. And I think really that's one of the biggest things that are going to happen in the SEC. Look out for them. I got at least 5 teams in the top 10 in the coming out of the SEC.
All right, we're going to take a short break. This is Sports Visions.
Okay, start.
At Moe's, we've always been real Southwest. And we're proud of it. It's in our name after all. And we've always been real people, using real Southwest flavors, making real Southwest eats. And we've always built every burrito right on the line, fresh, just for you. Real, fresh Southwest. Welcome to Moe's.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun. Girls Trip! We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy. And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining us right now is Chattahoochee Valley Hall of Famer, and of course, one of my favorite people, Sam Mitchell. Welcome back to Columbus.
DJ's always happy to be home, man, especially hang out with you.
15 years, the Sam Mark Foundation has been doing camps and helping kids in this community, man. Why do you do it?
Well, DJ Mark and I, man, a long time ago growing up in Columbus, we used to have these dreams about being successful playing professional basketball, and if it's not basketball, in business. And we used to always talk about that. We just felt like it was just wasn't right when athletes would make it become successful and come home and do basketball camps and football camps, and they were charging kids. And we just felt like being poor growing up in Columbus, not having the money to do things like that. We just felt like if we ever made it and had a chance to be successful, that we was gonna come home and do something and give back, and just everything we do was gonna be free. Just to give opportunities for kids, because Mark, you say this all the time, that if we can get these kids to dream about other things and then see it, then they're gonna want more out of life. And that's the whole basis of the camp.
Sam, your story is decorated, and of course it's it's written and known. Obviously, you were a late bloomer, but
yeah.
you came up. You came up in a big. Share with the folks out there that story if you can.
Well, DJ, it's just, man, it's. You know, I thought I was going to be a football player. You kind of ended those dreams, throwing those 2 touchdown passes against me. But, you know, I was looking for something, man. And for a guy like Mark Upshaw, who was the basketball star in the Columbus and Bi-City area, to kind of take me under his wing, he saw something in me that I didn't realize I had. And he used to tell me that every day, man, you could be a good player. You could do this, you could do that. But I didn't believe it because I had no confidence in myself. And no one ever told me that before. And just having someone that believed in me more than I believed in myself and pushed me in the right way. And then following Mark and watching him achieve the things he achieved and earning a scholarship to go to the University of Rhode Island. And it just made me want more out of life. And then from there, it's just putting the work in, man. And I went from my junior year averaging 2 points a game and 15 rebounds to 24 points and 15 rebounds. And people asked me how I did it. And to be honest, I couldn't tell you, DJ. It's just a lot of prayers, a lot of God, and a lot of Mark, and a lot of people like yourself just, you know, after y'all saw something in me, just kept encouraging me. And that's the thing that people don't realize about the people you hang out with. And that's the thing we keep telling these kids. There's 2 groups. Either the groups that's doing positive things or the group that's doing things they shouldn't be doing. And I was fortunate enough to be with you and Mark and Eddie Rush and people like that We knew you were going to get a football scholarship. Mark was going to get a basketball scholarship. Ed was in track. So being around guys who was 2 years older than me, that was positive. And the fact that y'all let me tag along, you know, it made a huge difference in my life. So this is the easiest thing for Mark and I to do, to come back and give back, because it's so many people that had so much to do with our success.
You know, people know your glory, but they don't know your story. Your professional basketball career started in Europe, ended going by way of Wisconsin, and again, the years that you played, over a decade in the NBA. Talk to the folks out there that really don't understand the grind that was involved in your process.
Well, DJ, you know this, man. You have to be willing to risk it all, and for the simple fact of saying that, look, I did my best and I didn't make it. Can you live with that? And I can live with that. My dad used to tell me all the time, son, you can accept not making or not achieving, but can you accept not trying? And that was my whole thing. And DJ, I played in CBA for 2 years. I played in Europe for 2 years. Now, my first paying job in basketball, I made $300 a week.
Wow.
And I had to pay my own bills out of it, rent and gas and light and all that. And so it was hard, DJ, but the one thing that gave me peace and made me feel like I was doing the right thing, I had a college degree in my back pocket. And again, my dad used to tell me this all the time, son, once you have an education, no one can ever take that away from you. And once you have an education, you can go get a job. So he used to tell me all the time, while you're young, and you're not married with kids and things of that nature, pursue your dream. And at some point, you'll know when it's the right time to transition to something else. But while you still have that passion and hunger to play basketball, give it a try. And Mark used to tell me all the time, man, there's 30 teams. And to all 30 tell you no, then keep trying.
Now, again, it's one thing to play professional basketball, but obviously to coach at the professional level. I mean, NBA Coach of the Year in 2007 with the Toronto Raptors. I had the pleasure of being there at the celebration in Toronto, and again, you had to have been on cloud nine.
Yeah, DJ, you know the weird thing about it, man, when you're in that grind, in that mode of coaching, it was the playoffs when they give you the award. I wish that award they would have given it to you. They would give it to you after the season, after the finals, because then you could appreciate it. But, you know, when I got the award, I didn't understand what it meant. I didn't understand the achievement, because my mind was focused on, we had a game that night and throughout the playoffs. And so you just don't sit back and think about it. But after the season, man, or a year or two later, when you sit back and think about it, you start reflecting on your life, you realize that you've done some really good things and cool things and achieved some things. And so I'm probably more proud of it now than I was in 2007. I didn't know how to appreciate it then, because I was in that grind mode. Now that I'm kind of a little older, taking a step back, and I can look back and reflect on my life a little bit, I appreciate it, man. But again, it just makes me think about growing up in Columbus, Georgia. Always told I'll never be anything. You know, I wasn't the best athlete, wasn't the best player. But again, it goes back to the people that you surround yourself with. And I was so fortunate, man, again, that you guys let me hang around. Man, you guys were the creme de la creme here in the city. You know, you were a sports star. Mark was the basketball star, Eddie, all. So all you guys, man, just looking up to y'all and seeing where y'all was gonna go, it just drove me to want to achieve things, man. And so if we can get these kids in groups like that, to where even when you want to stray, the other 2 or 3 kids say, no, we can't go do that. We got practice, we got this, we got a schoolwork, we got this. And then that's gonna be the village, and Gil's favorite saying is, that's the village that helped raise these kids, man. And y'all did that for me. And so, again, it's just, when I think back on it, man, I really appreciate it now, because I think back to all the hard times, but I wouldn't change a thing, man. I wouldn't change my career for anything. Yeah, I would have liked to have made NBA right out of college, but it gave me a different appreciation for getting there the way I did.
Lastly, you had the opportunity to coach the U.S. Virgin Islands national team. You
Yeah.
had the opportunity to coach at the University of Memphis with Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
The last few years now, again, you're going back to the broadcasting booth.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about the rest of your life.
Well, DJ, I've always been the type of person, man, that likes new challenges. And the thing that I realize in life, whenever you start in something new, it's exciting, and you got to put your all into it. And so I still have my eye on coaching, but I want to see how far I can take this broadcast. And I think I can be pretty good at it. I watch how many years you've been doing this
I've
now?
been doing it over 20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
And so NBA TV gives us former players and coaches an opportunity to do that. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the people I work with. It keeps me close to the game, and it keeps me thinking about the game. And, you know, Larry Brown used to say this all the time. The day that you stop learning is the day you should stop coaching. I still feel like I have a lot to learn. I'm still a young coach, and I'm going to feel that way until they put me 6 feet under.
I tell you what, I would be remiss because you're more than just a basketball guy. You love SEC football.
Oh,
you love
my
college
God,
football.
love it.
Who do you pick? Who you got picking coming out of the SEC East and West?
Well, DJ, you know, I got to pick Georgia, man. And got to go Georgia. And, you know, that guy in Alabama, man.
Nick Saban.
St. Nick is hard to beat him. But I think this year, man, I think Jake Fromm, with the experience that he has and having some tough losses in big games, I think the Georgia Bulldogs, and Kirby Smart, Coach Smart, I think they are grown for that. And you know this, being a professional athlete yourself. You don't go from mediocre to great and win the championship the next year.
That's right.
It's a building process. You know, you got to lay the foundation. And so I think Kirby Smart has laid the foundation in Athens. He's recruiting the type of athletes that has that mentality, that is championship a buzz. And you know you have a good program when you go 12-1 and don't win a national championship and everybody's disappointed. And that's how it's got to be. And I think Georgia's at that point. And Kirby's kind of talking smack towards Nick Saban. So I like that because, again, to beat the best, you got to bring the best.
That's
and
right.
I think Georgia can do that.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I'm going to take you up on that challenge. You want two Auburn, Georgia tickets.
Tickets, man. I got to bring my wife to a game, man. She's never experienced an SEC game, and I told her it's something when the whole city, the whole town shuts down. Even the criminals takes the night off. Hey, the only time it's safe, you don't have to worry about somebody breaking in your house in Auburn, Alabama, is when Auburn, Georgia play.
That's right. Well, Sam, we're proud of you, man. Proud of Mark. Proud of the Sam Mark Foundation, man. Keep up the great work.
DJ, man, the Sports Vision, man, is 20 plus years, and you and Dale been doing y'all thing, man. And again, we love coming home, love seeing you guys, and you keep doing your thing, man, because SEC football ain't the same without you.
All right, man. We'll be right back after these messages. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people. But when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson & Associates. I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. We're joined by the co-founder of Sam Mark Foundation and the CEO of Global Diagnostics, Mr. Mark Upshaw. Welcome to the show, player.
Thank you, sir, Dale.
Hey, you know, we go way back, and so this is not going to be an interview. We're just having a little conversation.
There you go. There you go.
We have it. Mark, I want you to talk to young people out there and just basically tell them how you got all this, intelligence out of working in basketball. Now you turn it around to a business acumen. Talk to them about that.
Well, for us, it's centered around, I should say, sports. It was, we had great coaches, which we call coaches, but they're really mentors. And they mentored a lot of young boys and girls in the city. We spent a lot of time at in the recreation centers, at Tillis Recreation Center.
That's right.
And it's kept us out of trouble. And those were the places that really were our haven for, keeping us out of trouble. We built a lot of good relationships with the younger kids, and that was really the key to our success. And especially with our foundation, because a lot of things that we're doing now with our foundation really centered and was geared towards, helping those kids do the things and keeping them out of trouble.
Okay. Basically, like you said, everything that we got out of sports, you were able to take it into your business world. You being now a CEO of Global Diagnostics, basically tell them what Global Diagnostics is.
Well, it's a company I started about 26 years ago, really on a hope and a prayer. But we have 13, actually, we're in 13 locations, 13 states. We do primarily on-site diagnostic testing, where we do all your echoes, ultrasounds, X-rays. We staff all the nurses. But we have a little new, unique business. We only are geared towards correctional facilities, state prisons, county jails, juvenile detention centers. So instead of them sending those sick inmates out to the hospitals, we go inside those facilities and do those types of procedures, the ultrasounds, the echoes, the nerve conduction studies, X-rays and things of that nature. So it's been a blessing for us. And like I said, we're in 13 states now. We have about 150 employees that we work with every day. And you know, I have a great staff. So, and a lot of that stuff is geared towards, you know, taking care of people.
You know, how do you go from being a heralded high school player to a great college basketball player at the University of Rhode Island to owning your own business? Talk to our kids out there. How did you transition after basketball, after sports, into the business world?
Well, first of all, Dale, you got to believe in yourself and your abilities, just like we did when we were playing. Every day you were on that court, you had to prove yourself. When I realized that I wasn't going to play ball anymore, the thing I asked myself was, you know, what are you going to do now? And what I said was, since I wasn't going to be a professional basketball player or a professional athlete, why can't I be a professional businessman? So what I did was the same things, the same worth ethic that I had as an athlete, I took that into the business world. I still got up every morning, worked out, I still set goals, I still made myself be around the people that are positive, and you know, you have a lot of dream killers, and I want to make sure that I was around dream builders. And I made it a point to be around dream builders, people that wanted to be successful in life. So I took that and I geared it towards my business world. And I always wanted to be in medicine, but I never took a medical class. So for me, it was really a step above the step. So I had to be really, really focused.
You know, we both come from humbling beginnings. And talk to our kids out there about the process of worrying about what you don't have and working your way to the things that you want. Talk about that.
Well, you know, right now in today's society, a lot of social media, you know, things really geared to kids towards just want to be liked. And it doesn't help a lot of times. You know, a lot of times you're out there and you see kids doing things just because they saw it on social media, just because they saw it on TV. Nothing beats hard work. Nothing beats setting goals, being around the right people, and doing the things that are right. So I try to tell kids all the time, don't get caught up in that peer pressure. Peer pressure is tough, and it's easy to get into when you want to be like somebody. But sometimes you have to step out of that box, step out of that comfort zone, and get into that uncomfortable. And it's a lot of times people ask me, you know, was it easy going from Columbus to Rhode Island? No. Columbus was my comfort zone. So I stepped out of that comfort zone and went to a zone that was very, very tough. But when I, you know, graduated from college, I had to figure out what I want to do. But I had already been in that zone that was uncomfortable, so it wasn't, you know, wasn't that difficult.
That's right.
To make that transition.
That's right. There you have it, the co-founder of the San Mark Foundation and the CEO of Global Diagnostics, Mark Upshaw. We'll be right back in a minute.
Kingdom Plug presents HBCU Culture Weekend and the Battle of the Bands at Serene Stadium in Greenville, South Carolina. The Fan Fest begins Friday, August 23rd, featuring the hottest HBCU step show and live concert with Jacqueline Carr and special guest Bernard Williams. Saturday, August 24th, the Fan Fest continues with the block party and college and career fair, followed by the main event, the HBCU Culture Battle of the Bands, featuring South Carolina State, Benedict College, Fort Valley State, Alabama State, Talladega College, and North Carolina A&T. Showtimes at 6:30 p.m. For $20 early bird tickets and hotel info, go to hbcuculture.com. Let's do it for the culture.
Building wealth is an innate desire we all possess. Whether you're raising a family, running a business, or starting a career, the best commitment you can possibly make today is to build wealth for your future. Now, more than ever, our innovation teamed with a personal approach to building wealth is the win we both are striving for. Trust in our commitment to help get you there. Citizens Trust Bank, a relationship you can bank on. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining me right now is the two-time SEC Player of the Year and the #1 pick for the Boston Celtics at the 22nd spot. Grant Williams, how are you, sir?
Doing well. About yourself?
Hey, man, I guess I say welcome home. It started for you here some 15 years ago as a young kid, man, and now to come back as a professional athlete. Did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams that you would be back speaking to the kids?
It's kind of crazy because you kind of dream things like these to happen, but when you're a kid, but you never really know if you'll accomplish them. And for me to be able to say that I accomplished them and to be able to come back to speak to these kids is an honor, but it's also a tribute to everyone that helped me get there. It helps the San Marcos Basketball Foundation and the basketball camp, but as well as my family and Tennessee and everyone that added to my life.
I tell you what, your parents did a tremendous job with you. Obviously, not only were you a great basketball player, but you were really good in the classroom as well.
Yes, it was the thing I valued most. Education was something that I wanted to put as my #1 thing because it would drive you, it would take you many places. If you can learn off the court, you can learn on the court. It's something I live my life by. And for me, it was always about separating myself in the classroom, and that means I can separate myself on the basketball court because it's easy when you're able to learn a difficult math equation to learn to play and learn how to stand a certain spot on the court and remember to get to that spot every single time. Versus if you're not able to do either one, it's going to be tough for you the rest of your life.
In addition to being a fantastic athlete and a great student, I understand you have some art. You're a musician.
Yes, so same way I've always thought about it. If I can challenge myself on the court and if I can engage my mind and learn things that not other people are learning, then maybe I can separate myself on the court. And my mom, my dad, and family always used to challenge me and say that if you can learn how to play an instrument, if you can learn how to read a book, if you can continue to engage your mind, then you'll never have that drop off.
What instrument?
It was piano, and I played many other ones growing up, but piano is the one I say that I truly can play.
Do you sing as well?
I used to. I don't sing as much anymore.
You know, your life is changing now. Obviously, you're a professional athlete, and you said you've already had an opportunity to go up to Boston and maneuver the place and find out where you're going to stay, and of course, find out your routine you've set and spend some time with your head coach and general manager. What are they expecting of you coming in?
They're really just expecting me to be who I am and to not only be the best locker room presence that I can be, but also be a guy that can impact winning, whether that's through just screening, rebounding, and defending, or if that's through knocking down shots and making tough shots. So being the versatile player that I've shown that I can be and being a guy that can make it easy for other guys and make it easy for guys that like Kemba and Gordon Hayward and Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and make it easier for guys like Enes Kanter to not have to move too much and me be the guy that's ripping and running and being that dog and being that guy that Marcus Smart is, but a bigger Marcus Smart.
When you talk about, of course, the transition that you have to go through, we talked earlier about, you taking care of your meals, you being on the road, have to manage your time, your rest. Obviously, you have to step up. Again, you have a great background, so it might not be that big of a deal to you, but can your teammates, some of the other guys, are you ready to step in to try to be that leader that you were at Tennessee with Boston?
For sure. I'm a guy that will do whatever the coach asks and whatever they need me to do. And that's being a guy who can give advice and tutor other guys. Like, for example, Romeo Langford is a younger guy. He's a guy that's 18, 19 years old, and he's a freshman in college. And now he's going to be a rookie in the league at that young age and living on his own. And sometimes that can be difficult to transition. So whatever I can do to make other guys' lives easier, that's what I hope to do.
Let's regress a little bit. And I know that this is the summertime. This is a camp. This is a San Marcos basketball camp. And, we encourage all the parents out there to make sure that their kids are, get into camp, no matter what sport it is, because the only way you can get better is to go and, of course, put in the work, get the reps. How important were camps of this magnitude for you?
They were important just because it allows you not only to make relationships that will last a lifetime, but it allows you to not only get those reps and get in a position like not many kids get to go into a gym every single day. They sometimes have to shoot in the park. Sometimes they only have a hoop to shoot on. So being able to get these extra reps and learn from guys who have done it before is huge. So a guy like Mike Jones, who I didn't really appreciate back in the day, but he's a guy that challenged me and wasn't going to sugarcoat anything. And I look back and I'm just like, I'm thankful for it.
When you sit alone and you think about it, and I know your mom and dad did a great job, but the opportunity that Sam Mitchell and Mark Upshaw provided with this camp, what are your thoughts?
I think that they just put us in a great position not only to be better on the court, but to be better in life and to learn things that many kids don't get at a younger age. So this camp establishes great principles and a great foundation for kids to grow and to add to. So I'm really thankful and I'm really appreciative of how they engaged in my life.
Lastly, what we like to do on the Sportsvisions television show is there's a lot of young kids out there, there's a lot of young coaches, there's a lot of young people out there that aspire to do what you've done. Speak to them, speak some words of encouragement.
The best words of encouragement I can give are just to be who you are, to understand who you are, and to challenge yourself, because everyone wants to have an easy route. Everyone wants to have the easy road, but taking the hard road allows you not only to better yourself in your mind, but to better yourself and be prepared for the adverse things that will affect you in life.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Grant Williams. We'll be right back after these messages.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun.
Girls Trip!
We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy. And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
Elevate the way you celebrate at Sky Zone. Have a party unlike any other. More laughs, more freedom, more action. This day belongs to you. It's your party, your way. Only at Sky Zone. Call or visit us online today. We'll take care of the rest.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, it's now time for our Atlanta Braves report. And I tell you what, man, this is a great time to be reporting on the Braves because they've been playing outstanding baseball.
They've been playing outstanding baseball all through this year, DJ, coming off of the halfway mark, the All-Star game, and really, they got a task at hand, DJ. And really, they won the first series. They swept the San Diego Padres. They split with the Milwaukee Brewers. They came back against the Nats, DJ. They split that series 2-2. So really, it's going to get down to the Phillies, the Nats again, away from home. Because really, when you play in your division, DJ, those games become so important, man. Because really, you're either going to lose a game on the lead or you're going to gain. The Braves got to at least split with everybody in their division to win this thing.
Very impressive play this past weekend, of course, in the series as Josh Donaldson and both Ron Lacuda had over 400-foot home runs, man, to be up on the Nationals 7-1 in this weekend. But again, man, they've just been top to bottom. I'm just so impressed with the roster. They're playing lights out. Freddie Freeman is doing his thing, and I tell you, man, Ozzie Albies, and the list goes on and on.
I mean, really, they have a great team, man. Again, Freddie still is leading in every category. Ronald Acuna is leading in the run scores. More than 78 runs he scored, DJ. Freddie Freeman leading home run with 28. Ronald Acuna has 25. So these guys are pushing one another. They still have a very good offensive team, DJ. They're playing great as a team. And really, nobody ain't saying that, DJ, but that pitching is coming around, player.
It is coming around, and of course the name is the young rookie, Mike Soroka. He's doing an outstanding job. A lot of people thinking he's in the running for Rookie of the Year, but according to Brian McCann, he should be thought of in the Cy Young race.
I mean, really, 10-2, DJ, and I mean, really, every game is lights out. He's going to go 7 innings. He's going to strike out by 10 or 12 batters. He's been a very, very good surprise. And you got Kevin Guzman. He's coming in. He's playing. Julio, he gets the bad love, but at least he can come in, and the bullpen is getting better and better. And the Dallas Keuchel piece, he's came in at the right time. So the Braves, man, this is my big question, DJ, and this is my only challenge that the Braves have. They got to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they'll be coming in a couple of weeks.
One other good thing is that the trade deadline, of course, was July 31st. Well, we know now that with the pitching on board and what they've been doing over the past couple of weeks, that's not going to be a big deal for the Atlanta Braves because right now it looks like everything is falling into place, both in the bullpen and amongst their starting pitchers.
I mean, really, I don't think that's going to be a problem with them, DJ, but I think really finding that player, the chemistry, the team chemistry seems to be right. And really, I think they've done well without, purchasing some other players or the trade deadline because the Dallas Keuchel piece, that piece has been big. I think that answered the pitching problems that they have, but the Braves got a squad player.
And, of course, you got to give a lot of credit to those Atlanta Braves fans at SunTrust Park. Of course, already record-breaking numbers as far as attendance so far this season. So hopefully continue with the good play and continue to get the great support, and we'll continue to give you the Atlanta Braves report. All right.
People know Aflac, but not what they do. So we're answering their questions.
Aflac is auto insurance, right?
No.
Is it homeowner's insurance?
No.
Is it duck insurance?
Nope.
Do they pay me money directly when I get sick or injured?
Yeah! Aflac! You got it! You know Aflac. Boom! Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us at aflac.com.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been real Southwest. And we're proud of it. It's in our name after all. And we've always been real people, using real Southwest flavors, making real Southwest eats. And we've always built every burrito right on the line, fresh, just for you. Real, fresh Southwest. Welcome to Moe's.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Joining me right now is George Washington Carver Tigers head football coach Corey Joyner, literally right off the field. Coach, how's it going, man?
It's going great. We just got finished practicing, just putting in some plays and getting ready for the season.
Well, we're literally days away from, of course, you guys going at it, man. And obviously this is an exciting time of the year for you. But what are you most excited and looking forward to?
We had a lot of people returning that played last year. We tried to build depth and trying to get the ninth graders in, get them acclimated to what we're trying to do here. And we look for a great season.
Coach, you've had a tremendous offseason. Are you impressed with what you were able to accomplish?
And when a coach comes in and tell you that Kyrie McCoy have gotten faster, then you got to be doing something right. So we're looking forward to this year. A lot of our guys have gotten bigger, faster, and stronger. We built some depth in some areas that we needed to build depth. And I'm excited about our new quarterback that's coming up, DJ Riles.
Coach, talk a little bit about this offseason training this summer. Obviously, it's been really hot. You have to be careful, make sure your players stay hydrated. But talk about that process of getting your guys ready to play.
We try to put them in situations where we try to break them. A situation where they're going to exert a lot of energy because we're trying to win the fourth quarter. We always try to say now we have turned our philosophy to winning the last 4 minutes of each quarter, and that's very important to us. And it all starts with conditioning. It all starts with conditioning not only of the body but also the conditioning of the mind.
You already started off this offseason by winning a championship in the 7-on-7. Talk about that experience.
Well, we traveled to several 7-on-7 besides this one. We also went to Georgia, Kennesaw, and we also went to Auburn and did very good at all of them. And so this one that we had in Muskogee County, we went 7-0. The offense didn't get stopped one time, and that was very impressive. So the defense did their job as well.
Coach, talk to me about some of your defensive superlatives.
One of them, Keandre Harper, he's wanted by all the Ivy League schools, which is something new around this area. He's received offers from also Army and also Navy and also Air Force, and he got Harvard and also Princeton. So that's big for anybody. We got a 4.2 GPA. We got Stretch Cradle, Ja'Kias Cradles. He's wanted by Tennessee, South Carolina, and also Central Florida. So we got some big time prospects coming up, and we look for them to do some great things for us.
Talk about the other side of the ball on defense. Some of those players.
We still, like I said, we got Cradle on offense. We got Cradle and got McCoy, and the new quarterback that's going to be calling everything is DJ Riles. He played behind Jalen last year and learned a whole lot, and he's been doing a tremendous job. He's more of a runner than our quarterback last year. So I look for our offense doing some big things. We're going to be very explosive with also DeQuavius Davison. He's one of our slot receivers. He's going to be a return guy. So we're looking for some big things out of this offense.
In addition to the X's and O's, man, you have to have promotions and marketing mentality because obviously obviously you got to get everybody, the alumni, excited about supporting the football team. You have just an ingenious way of you're going to do it with the alumni weekend coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah, well, that's something I started in Albany, Georgia. You know, I started an alumni weekend during the time of football season. We invite alumni to come out and enjoy a football game, and then come back that Saturday morning and also enjoy an old school pet rally. You know, everybody want to come out and enjoy that. And that's going to be August 31st here in our gym at 10 a.m. And then we'll come back that Sunday morning and have a church service at 9 a.m., which one of our alumni will run the word that day. And it's going to be an awesome, awesome weekend. And it got to be an awesome weekend because, first of all, Friday you're going to play Spencer, which is the Heritage Bowl. So we're looking forward to that. We invite all alumni from Carver to come on out and join us on that day. That'll be August 31st, 10 a.m. here, you know, for that pet rally. And then we'll come back Sunday morning at 9 a.m. here. And we also have a meet and greet. I forgot about that. That night, that Saturday night on August 31st at 7 o'clock at the Marriott downtown.
Coach, I know we talk about the Carver Spencer game and the Heritage Bowl. Everybody's excited about it, but you actually have a game before that, a week before that. You open up with Harris County.
One of our tough opponents, and I think if you watch film, Harris County should have beat us last year. They muffed a couple of punts, and then they had some bad things on offense that put them in bad predicaments, and we was able to capitalize. But I think they're going to be one of our toughest opponents.
Coach, I can't let you go without talking about your staff, your coaching staff.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big part of what you do, a big part of who the Tigers are. Talk to us about your staff.
Well, I have my brother, Ewell Joyner, who's the offense coordinator, and also Roscoe Bird, our offensive line coach, and Johnny Gardner, who stayed over from the old staff as our receiver coach, and Coach Oso, who's a running back coach, and he's also an alumni here as well. On the other side of the ball on defense, we have our coach, Coach Nathan, who's our defensive back coach, and also Coach Marshall, who's our defense coordinator, also linebacker coach. So we got a great staff, and also Coach Harvey, who stayed over from the other staff, who also is an alumni as well of Carver High School. So we got a great staff. They work good together, and they prepare our guys to be in the best condition they can be.
Lastly, Coach, why don't you tell all those folks out there that are watching now why they should come watch the Tigers play?
We're going to be exciting. We're going to do things the right way. We play with integrity. We play with good sportsmanship, and we look for you guys to come out and support us. We always suggest that any school in Columbus, buy your ticket from the school, no matter if it's Carver, Columbus, Shaw, because that money goes right back to the school, and the athletic department really, really needs it.
We appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Honey, what are you doing?
Watching a cow.
Oh, what's it doing?
Impressions.
Power up your morning with a new 300-calorie egg white grill. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Smoke in the sky and fire in the air. Desire burns between them. Lead your way, sing your song. Moving every day, going further on.
No matter who you cheer for, we're all fans. Great tailgates start at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price every day.
Follow Sportsvisions Radio on all social media platforms. On Facebook, we're at Sportsvisions TV Show. On Instagram, we're at Sportsvisions TV. And on Twitter, it's Sportsvisions US. Remember to use the hashtag Sportsvisions Radio to keep us in chime with what you think.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. Dale, just an outstanding show, man. I tell you, you got to take your hat off to the Sam Mark Foundation, both Mark Upshaw and Sam Mitchell, man. They've been doing some tremendous work in the community.
They've been doing it for 15 years, DJ. You know, really one of the good things about them, they feel the same way that we feel, you know, coming in, bringing back to this community, investing in this community.
Yeah, I tell you, man, also want to make sure that you understand that Labor Day, Sports Visions, the magazine, our football edition will be on the streets. And that's, of course, that's just in a few weeks, and we're excited about that, Deal.
I'm very excited about it, DJ. This is the best edition that we do put out. All the Sports Vision and magazine's editions are great, but the football edition, this is a must-get in your hand kind of a deal.
When you talk about having a keepsake, you got the schedule, of course, of the Atlanta Falcons and all the collegiate SEC, ACC teams, as well as the HBCU Classics.
I mean, really, this is the magazine to get and put on your coffee table for the whole year. Everything that's in there is going to be prevalent for the whole year. From, like you said, DJ, the calendar's in there. I mean, really, the articles that you're going to come by, Got a lot of statistics in there and a lot of copy in there, DJ, that really is encouraging and really knowledgeable for everybody.
Dale, you can smell the cut grass in the air. We're only couple of weeks away from kicking off the SEC football season. Of course, less than that from the high school season. And I tell you, man, we're looking forward to not only bringing you all of the information and all the reports right here on the Sportsvisions TV show. Of course, that's seen on CTV Beam, and that's on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and also our radio show, Sportsvisions Radio Show, every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock on WRCG 92.1.
I mean, really, DJ, the best thing about it, the CTV Beam piece, it's also on YouTube. And you can go anywhere in the country, type in Sportsvision, bam, the new hour-long Sportsvision television show.
Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.